Hello. This is the story behind my first children's book, The Foolish King. I hope you're sitting comfortably. I first made up this story 15 years ago when Holly was just 6 years old. Holly decided that she wanted to learn to play chess, and so we were sitting in the garden at our old home on a beautiful summer's day, and I set out the pieces. I explained that the object of the game was to capture the opponent's king, and that the different pieces moved in different ways. Now there are 6 different pieces in chess. There are pawns, and there are castles or rooks, there are knights, there are bishops, there's the king and the queen, and they all move differently. And Holly, not surprisingly, was struggling to remember how the different pieces moved. Just at that moment, as luck would have it, a butterfly flew past. And so what I decided to do was to change the pieces into different insects, so that the knights became butterflies that hopped around the board, or grasshoppers. The castles became snails. The bishops that moved sideways became wriggly worms and grass snakes. The bees and the ants were the pawns that could move forward but couldn't move backwards. And Holly started to understand how the pieces moved and remembered them. And every time we played after that, Holly was keen for me to retell the story, and of course every time it became a little more elaborate. So the reason that the insects played the game was so they became better at looking after the garden. They played every dawn on boards spun by spiders, so that instead of fighting, they played this game. I put the story to one side, and I thought that what I would do is when Holly's sister Lily was older, I'd teach her how to play as well. I didn't do anything with the story after that until about 6 years ago, when the brilliant publisher of Random House Hebrew books, Carrie Smith, contacted me to ask if I'd do another book after my picnic guide. I said that I was busy, but I did mention that I had this manuscript, and she asked me to send it to her. She explained that she didn't do children's books, but she knew a man who did, a fantastic guy called David Fickling, who's published fantastic figures like Philip Pullman and Jackie Wilson and others. And he said that he would take on the story and help me develop it. But he did warn me it was going to be a lot of hard work and it would take a long time. I thought, I can't believe it's going to take that long, and so I agreed. 7 years and about 35 developments and rewrites later, and with the brilliant help of Martin Brown, who's illustrated the book is now available. I think the really good thing for me about publishing this book is it will help children learn to play the wonderful game of chess. There are 2 reasons why I think that's really helpful for children. One, this is a game you have to concentrate on. Once you're involved in it, you have to think more deeply about it. And the second is it helps you to learn to think ahead. And so you not only have to think about what your move and next move is going to have to be, you have to try and guess what your opponent's move and next move is going to be. So all of the time you're thinking and planning. And I think that those joint skills of concentration and thinking ahead and planning are great for children to learn at an early age. And through this book, I hope they're going to learn it in a full, fun way. There's also a story beneath the story about the importance of insects to our planet, which I hope people will draw out as well, and they'll find interesting. But that's the story behind it. Book's now available. The app will come out as well to support the book. I'm really pleased with the app. It will be on iTunes and for iPads. And what you get with the app is the story and a chessboard to play the game on for either 1 or 2 people, and training boards that show you how all the pieces move. Anyway, that's the background to the story. If you do happen to read it, I really hope you enjoy it. Thanks very much.